This is Marie from Underground Crafter, and I wanted to share a gift that I received for review from Knitter's Pride. It's called the Ginger Interchangeable Deluxe set, and it's a set of knitting needles. I'm going to open it up and get started with it. Okay, so right away I can tell that it comes in a really nice case, which is always helpful. Especially for knitting needles, I find they're easy. They're not so easy to store. I think crochet hooks are a little bit easier to store. Okay, so has a really nice button front, and these are the needles. I love that they include a pen, so I can take notes on all of my knitting projects, and it's coordinated, which is great. And the needles start at US size 3. I hope you can see that. It's tiny small. And they go up to a US size 17, which is great because a lot of interchangeable needle sets don't really include the larger sizes. So let's see here. This is actually magnetized, so I could actually probably put a pattern here while I'm working, which I like that idea a lot. In this pocket here, let's see what's inside. I'm assuming it's cords, but you never know. Okay, so looks like I have some stitch markers, which is great. And yes, I was checking before I said anything. They are metal and they're magnetized, so that's awesome. You can kind of use this to pick them up if you dropped some or anything on the floor, which is great. And then I like that the cables or the cords for the needle are really thin. That's a problem I've had sometimes with interchangeable sets, especially for knitting in the round where they're really not thin enough. And it looks like it's pretty easy to add a needle to a cord, which is great. Try this one. Now, if you haven't used interchangeable needles before, let me let you in on a secret. It's something I didn't know when I first got my first set, and I actually ended up thinking they were broken because I didn't understand. But within interchangeable needle sets, you'll usually have this thingamajig, which is actually a tool for tightening and loosening the cables. So if you see at the head of the cord there's a little hole, you can put that tool in there, and then you're going to pull this in one direction and twist the needle in the other direction to tighten it, and then reverse it to loosen the needle. So that's great. This is just a quick unboxing. I'll show you. I actually am going to leave these on here because I have a project that I'm going to start that happens to be made with size 17 needles. That is why I picked those ones. It was not random. And so I'm going to show you that project in a little bit. But just to keep sharing what else is in here. So for people, again, if you haven't used interchangeable needles before, these are connectors. Let's say you had a huge blanket and you wanted to keep more of it on the needles. You can actually connect two of these cords using this connector and give yourself a really long needle. And the connector has the same little hole, just like I showed you for tightening it. And it's a good idea, even though you feel like you've tightened it with your hands, to always make sure it actually is tight before you start knitting. And the reason is because if it isn't, this will open a little bit and your yarn can get snagged in these joins, and that's really no fun. So again, there's two connectors. There's one, let me unconnect this for a moment. There's one, okay, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cords all together, which is great. There's 24 inches, 2 of those, a 32 inch, a 40 inch, so that's great. And then there's a bunch of end caps also. So I like to use my interchangeable needles as circular needles, but some people like to use them as straight needles. And so if you want to do that, instead of putting the other needle on this side, you would put one of these end caps on instead. And this actually has quite a few end caps, and there's also a lot of cord keys. There's actually 6 in this set. That's the little tool I showed you earlier. And that's cool because I don't know about you, but me personally, I tend to lose those little tools. So 6 is good. That's about as many as I need. So if you wanted to make this a straight needle, you would put this, oops, you would twist an end cap onto it. And that would give you an end to your knitting needle. So it's basically a straight needle with a long cord. So I really like how the set is looking so far. These are super smooth. They're laminated wood, which I like. I've recently been having a lot of pain in my hands when I've been using metal needles, so I wanted to switch to wood, and that's why I'm glad Knitter's Pride has sent this set to me to check out. And I'll be giving it a try over the next couple of weeks, and I'll be sharing more of what I like or if there's any issues with the kit. But for today, it's looking really nice. This is the Ginger Interchangeable Deluxe set. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll be happy to answer. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to follow, like, and subscribe on whatever platform you're watching this video on. Have a great day.